All right, congratulations. You have successfully done your first verse chorus format, which is basically looking like this. And so now we are going to add a bridge and a final chorus to finish our first verse chorus song. So, what we're going to do first is step number one is we are going to rename this song. And so I'm going to click up here where it says textures. I'm going to replace texture with verse dash slash chorus. And I'm leaving the 01 so that there it is, or if it's 02 or 03, either way. You have your verse chorus. I see already verse chorus 01. Step number one's done. That way, when I go back into my things, I know this is the song that's my verse chorus. And I make sure I save that. I'm gonna save it again just to make sure. Bam. Step number two is we need to make space for the bridge. So we know that this is our chorus. It lives right here. The bridge is going to be somewhere here, and then the chorus is going to be somewhere here. And so what we have to do is our bridge is 24 measures long. Our chorus is 16 measures long. So from measures 113 to 128, that's our final chorus, and that's where this stuff is going to be. So just outlining your stuff, the stuff on your Google Classroom, you'll see these instructions, but I'm going to go through them right here. So step number one is extend each chorus element one cycle and split the region. This allows us to separate and drag when the time comes. So what is a region? This is what is called a region. I'm also calling it an element, or instrument, but this is basically a region. This is one region. This is another region. Another region. The region in which the music happens. What is one cycle? That is kind of a lardy term, but if you see these little dips, bing, 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 the cycle that you're repeating it on, right, is just this whole one cycle thing. And you have to be sure that you get this clean, because if you go in the middle, if you don't do it right on the little bing bings here, what's going to happen? It's going to mess up your whole loop, and you're going to be in a situation and you have to press undo for forever to fix it. But you won't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little larger just so I can see it, right? And see it very clearly. So I can see each measure happening here. I want to extend this one cycle. This one goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. So I'm going to repeat it here and loop it 8 measures. Once I see that little dip right there, I say, okay, that's where I go. I go back, bam, one cycle. If you look here, this one goes 2 cycles for 8 measures. So one cycle for here is only 4 measures. If you look 1, 2, 3, 4, dip. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, dip. Bam. So I'm just going to bring this over one cycle, which is 4 measures. Bam. I see the dip. Great. I go back. Right there. Perfect. This is the same. And I'm just going to repeat the same thing for these other ones too. Some of your cycles may only go for 2 measures or 1 measure. Whatever it is, just do one cycle until you get that one dip. This one is an 8 again. So I'm going to go bam to my 8. Now, I have to split the region. How do you split regions? I click on the region first. I bring my little cursor to where I want my dip to be. And how I did that, it can be anywhere. But if I click right on the dip, right at measure 89, bam, it goes right to place. And I want to just make sure, zoom in, make sure it's right in the middle. Oh yeah, it's in the middle, right? So I click on that, I right click, and then I go down to split region. If you're a person who memorizes keystrokes, split region is Command E. So if I click this and press Command E, it'll split the region. I like to do it like this, bam, bam, split region, and then I know that it's split. And how I know it's split is because the edit comes up on this side and also this side. Another way I know that split is that it's telling me it's trying to repeat it here, but it's already kind of and then it already goes. So it's before, that's not what was there. Also, the name comes back up again. And also there's like a little white, very very slightly, but you can see the little white line there, saying that, oh, you split the region. It's not a straight color like these are. There's a white line in the middle. I'm going to repeat the process for each one. Bam, 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 bam. So now everything is split, right? Now, the step 2 is drag each region to start at measure 113. That'll give us our 24 bar space. Now, I could drag each one of them at the same time easily. I just hold click and I drag. And if you see, it's selecting my regions here. And then I can just drag it. Yes, I can click each one and drag it over, but I like to do them all at once. Bam. Get there, hold click down, and just drag this baby over. And see how it's just clicking right into the measures? Measure 113, right there. Bam. Beautiful. Now, I'm just going to deselect it, so I'm just going to click in this space here, this one here. Not on the other things, but right in the space. Almost like clicking on nothing. And you see that they got bright again. They get dark when you select them. When you deselect them, they get bright again. Because this next stop, because they're different lengths, I have to do this all, do it like I did before, right? My next step is repeat each region to continue through measure 128, stopping at 129 to create a full chorus. So I'm just going to repeat it here and drag it, bam, right? And you see measure 128, it goes throughout the whole measure 128, ends right at 129. That's what I want to give you my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 measures. Do the same here. Drag it all the way to the thing. And once you've done one, you can see where it ends, and so it's pretty easy. Bam, bam, bam. And now I have my space in which my bridge is going to happen. Press save to save it. Next is an optional step for you, but it's a step I recommend. Take the looper and make it loop in this section here. So this is that, if you look here in the upper right hand corner where this loop cycle mode is, I call it the looper. It's called cycle mode here, but I'm going to enable cycle mode. I'm going to go back to where my cycle thing is. I'm just going to drag that all the way over, and I'm going to put that right here at measure 89, and then to all the way to measure 128, stopping at 113. Why? Because when I go here to click on sounds and look for stuff, if I double click on anything, bam, it'll put it right into that space, and I can know what it sounds like right there in that space. No dragging and all that other stuff. It'll just take up the entire place, the entire part. And so that way I know that, like, okay, I can just click, not drag, listen, go. All right. So this is Lardy's theory on bridge construction. This is just my basic theory on bridge construction. No one taught it to me. It's just stuff I decided and discovered along the way that helps me. So if you go into the world and start saying any of the terms that you're going to find in this short video, other real musicians will not know what you're saying. These are just Lardy artsy fartsy terms. But anyway, I believe that a bridge in a song is a song in itself. It's a moment in time by itself. It needs to be textured by itself. You have one body over here, one continent over here, and another island or continent over here. And you need a bridge to connect the two, right? And so I feel that bridges, the best bridges have three stages, right? Small, medium, big, or stage one, stage two, stage three. And they're either building in intensity or coming down in intensity. I think stage one, you have like it starts quiet, like 1 to 3 elements. Stage two has 2 to 4 elements, and stage three has 3 or more. And that being said, for this, uh, it's you're either building or going down in intensity. And so if you're building in intensity, going from stage 1, 2 to 3, I'm going to call that ascending bridge construction, right? Where if you have a chorus here and your final chorus is here, you need a bridge that goes up to it, ascending bridge construction. Or if you can do descending bridge construction, where you have, your third stage, second stage, and first stage, meaning louder, more intense, less intense, and quieter, and then bam, you're into the final chorus, which I will call descending bridge construction. So to review, stage 1, you have 1 to 3 elements. Stage 2, you have 2 to 4 elements. Stage 3, you have 3 or more elements. And for this assignment, you have up to 6, right? So only up to 6 elements, right? You don't drop 8, 10 elements on me. Only 6. But you have to at least have 4. But anyway, you're going to go up in intensity, ascending, stage 1, small, stage 2, medium, stage 3, big, or you're going descending in intensity. So you'll start with 3, you go to 2, and you go to 1. All right, so here are your official rules for your bridge in your song. Your bridge must be 24 measures long, no more, no less. It's going to go 24 measures, that's it. Measures must have 4 to 6 textures, no more, no less. So you must have at least 4 textures that happen in your bridge in those 24 measures. And no more than 6 textures happen in those 24 measures. Only one texture from your verse or chorus can be reused. Listen clearly. Only one texture from your verse or chorus can be reused. Meaning, if one of those textures that you use is a texture from your verse or chorus, that's fine. But only one, not 2, not 3, no, only one. You don't have to use a texture from your verse or chorus, but you can use a texture from your verse or chorus, which means that at least three textures in your bridge have to be brand new, original textures you have not used before, original instruments you have not used before, single instruments, right? Try to do single instruments, but 3 instruments you have not used before. It can be anything, okay? But it needs to make sense. This is where I recommend, if you still have a piano, bass, guitar, drums in your thing. So if you have piano and you use that texture, then you find another guitar, another bass, another drum track, right? I just when you, it can be done and it can be done well, but when you use a whole different soundscape for your bridge, it is usually very difficult to make it sound cohesive, because what usually needs to happen is that your bridge, just like any bridge on land, needs to attach itself somehow to this side and this side, right? You have this side, you have the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, the Golden Gate Bridge is nice and pretty, but if it did not have mechanisms of attachment, it wouldn't work. Something has to attach itself to the dirt over there. And musically and sonically, that is usually your instrumentation. So if I'm gonna have at least one piece of instrumentation that is the same or connects somehow to what I've got going in my chorus and my other chorus, because this bridge for your song is going to be in between two choruses. So it's got to be something that sounds good between the two choruses, like chorus happens, bridge, chorus happens, right? And so think about that. What I would recommend you do creatively is find your favorite instrument, that the instrument that you like that's happening in your bridge, right? Let's say if I like my piano, I really like my piano. My piano's just jamming all through this thing, right? Say, okay, my bridge is going to be different, right? I'm not going to find a piano part that inspires me as much as that. I'm going to find a bass part or a guitar part or a drum part that I think is just as cool as this piano part to give me some kind of like different coolness. Because what the bridge is also supposed to do is it's supposed to make it to where it refreshes your ear and says like, oh, my ear is going to something else that's kind of cool, and then it comes back. So those are my theories on bridge construction, okay, and what you have to do. But just to review, your bridge is going to be 24 measures long. It must have between 4 and 6 textures, no more, no less. So minimum is 4, maximum is 6. Only one texture can be reused from your verse or chorus, and that means that 3 of your textures have to be original. In other words, 3 textures that you have not used yet in your thing. So if you're one of those people that have been going through and, oh, I like that texture and I'm going to put a heart on it, even though you might not use it in your song, right now you're at an advantage, because I would just suggest you go into there, find your loops that have hearts on them, and the ones that you may have thought, well, maybe I'll use it, but I decided to use something else. Maybe some of those textures might work well in your new bridge. All right, good luck. So I'm going to make my bridge. For the interest of time, I went ahead and listened to all the things, and I found some elements I like. My bass element I chose. Oh, and also, I don't really kind of recommend an order for this. I'd almost say like find like the soundscapes you like first, and then go from there. But my bass element that I found I liked was Rust 4. The beat I liked was Bring It 1, I think. Yep, and you look, I've already hearted my stuff, so I got my hearts already there. Guitar I thought was cool, was Just Raw. Bam, Just Raw right there. And my piano I thought was cool, was Finn. So is Finn, I see that there, Finn piano, bam. All right, so these are the 4 textures I'm going to use for my, if you look here, I've zoomed this in. If I zoom it like this, it's like, okay, I can see every single measure, which is great. Each stage is going to be 8 measures, right? And so like if I look at here, that's 24 measures, and you can see them here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, right until there are, bam, 6 blocks. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way I can easily see that my stage 1 is these 2 blocks, my stage 2 is these 2 blocks, and my stage 3 are these 2 blocks. And I'm just going to loop this section here. Later, what I'll do is I'll loop a part of the chorus so that I can hear what it sounds like looping through. But this is what everything I picked sounds like. I'm going to solo each instrument so you can hear. That's my bass. my guitar. That's my guitar. And this is my piano. Bring it in. Now, this is what I suggest you do. You can sit there and you can play with the solo button and bringing them in at different times to see, and just setting it on loop to see what you like better. I like it, but I don't like this ding 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 happening twice consecutively. So what I'm going to do, I want it to happen here, I want it to be silent here, and I want it to happen here again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. If I click on it right here and I press copy or Command C, bam, and then I have my cursor here and I make sure that this track is selected. I click on this track, I right click or Control V, and I've got my paste. So this is one ascending bridge that I came up with using these textures. So what I did was, this is going this way. These three are happening the whole time. My stage one is here, these two. I'm using these three. My stage two is I've introduced this texture, so then I've got 4 textures. My stage 3 is I've introduced this texture, and I've which is a carryover texture from the verse chorus that's already happening. Now here's the thing. Once again, right? How I did that was here. I just dragged it over, and then I extended it here so it would end at the same time. All right, so let's see what that sounds like. I'm actually going into the thing. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Now, what's happening here is that, like, there's a little bit of energy that kind of drops out. So to bring back some of that energy, right, for your last chorus, you can have is almost, well, I'm just going to say it like this. You can have up to, up to your 7 textures if you want for your last chorus. It's the only spot that you can have 7 textures. And so I'm going to use that, and I'm going Good. I'm going to keep these 2 textures here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have my 7 textures there. Your final chorus can have up to 7 textures. If what I think is kind of cool is that this is working as glue to connect these two, and this is working as glue to connect this. So it's a little bit from the bridge and a little bit from the chorus to just connect the two and give it like that nice glue. But there it is. That is my whole song, my entire song done. And congratulations. Oh, you want to hear the whole thing? Okay, here we go. I'll take it all the way to the beginning. There you go. All right, now it's your turn. Enjoy.